Hello. Hi, friends. How are you guys? Um, I am logging in here now on my end so I can follow along in case anybody joins me and I can then participate. That is why. Okay, here we go. There we go. So I'm on here. I'm on quiet. So that way, if you want to pop in and make a comment on here, ask a question, just participate. I love that. And even if you're watching the recording of this, you can still comment on this. I get the notifications and I can answer your questions. Okay, it's still loud. Okay, I don't want any echoing on my end for you there in the background. Okay, so I came across this idea of a topic after listening to a podcast, and I thought it was so relevant in an approach that I take with helping people. And so it's my own spin on it, and I would love your feedback on what your thoughts are. So please, again, comment, and I will get back to you, and we'll have a conversation about this if you can't meet me live. Okay, so addiction and dependence. So let's clarify those just right from the beginning, just so we can understand. Addiction, it's a behavioral or like a psychological condition that's characterized by compulsive use despite the possibility of harm involved. Okay, while dependence is more of your body's physical adaptation to a substance, and that substance can come with withdrawal, symptoms of withdrawal if stopped. And symptoms can be very unpleasant. They can affect us emotionally, mentally, and physically. So understanding the difference between the two can sometimes help us really internalize like what is happening in our own life and our own body when you think about that dependence or that addiction that you know you have, right? We can then address the underlying reason why we experience it. So I would love for you to comment. Do you think you have an addiction or a dependence on something? Again, an addiction to sugar, maybe an addiction to alcohol, um, different forms of drugs. Um, what I'm going to get into addiction to feelings, right? So there's a lot of things that we can feelings that can drive us to do certain things in unhealthy ways. So let me know. And if you don't feel comfortable sharing what your addiction is, just send me a little star emoji just to say like, yeah, I have an addiction and thank you for drawing my attention to this because maybe now is the right time for you to act on changing it if that is something you so wish to do. So let's talk about why I'm sharing the addiction conversation today. Is really society over the past 150 years, we've really turned and relied on pharmaceutical remedies. Despite the long list of side effects, right? We rely on quick fixes, the medications, and we can get addicted to those. And we do that, but we fail to recognize why we need them in the first place. So usually if you step back and look deeper and deeper and deeper into what initiated the need for that device or substance, you can get down to maybe a root cause and move forward in healthier ways should you wish to go back and try to reset your life and change the outcome so you don't have to continue to rely on maybe some pharmaceutical remedies that do have that long list of side effects as well. Um, in regards to sleep, because this is a sleep group, so many people rely on sleep medication, and it is shown in medical literature, and doctors have been instructed that it is not for long-term use, and yet people prescribe it and they continue having it for life. Problem is, it doesn't let you get into deep stages of sleep. And deep stages of sleep is when the body detoxifies the brain. It is when the body restores and recovers from all of the stresses that it's had, right? And so if you are not getting into those stages of sleep, you're not releasing the toxins in your brain. You're getting more and more brain fog over time. You're getting more and more buildup of stress hormones in the body, cholesterol rising as a result of that, higher blood pressure because your blood is getting gummed up with all these toxins that just can't be released. And it really can have long-term detrimental effects on your body, on your health. And so sometimes I'm not going to tell you to come off of a drug. Trust me, that's not, I don't stand in that place. It's not my role to do that. But what I'm suggesting is that it may not be solving your problem if you don't get down to the true source. Okay, so I don't want to take a lot of time with people. I do respect your time. But my little spin on this now is that I'm not negating the benefit of pharmaceuticals. As I mentioned, they have a place for sure. And so I just want to clarify something else that we might get addicted to. So we can get addicted to feelings. I briefly went over that one in the beginning there. So our feelings, our beliefs, and these things can really interfere with actually reaching our goals. So my question again there, are you addicted to anything? I want you to reflect on that. This is the most important thing, is I'm here to help you listen to your body, reflect on your own situation. And now, if you're here because of sleep, do you feel like your snoring or sleep issues are a part of who you are? Do you complain about your sleep issues or snoring regularly to others? You know, do you rely on your poor sleep as an excuse to your behavior? Whether that's mood swings, weight gain, choice to isolate from friends or family. If so, then you might have a belief. You may be addicted to your belief that your poor sleep is benefiting you in some way. Okay? Let me ask you this. How safe would you actually feel if your snoring and sleep issues went away and you lost weight? How safe would you actually feel in a situation where you're out with friends and family? And how safe would you feel if you embodied a more positive outlook on life? Okay. Maybe you don't really understand. Maybe you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm asking you now, if those things change, would you stand out in your crowd? Would you no longer be a part of a crowd that you have created for yourself, your people around you, right? If you lost the weight, if you embodied more positivity, if you looked and felt better, became more active, became more engaged, got out and started that job and career and started to become financially abundant, would you stand out too much in your crowd for it to be a safe enough environment for you to make the change? For you to no longer be addicted to the safety and the excuse that snoring is offering you right now? Okay. If yes, it's time to release that addiction of poor sleep being a protective mechanism. It's time to let that go so you can be the version of the self that you really want to be, and know that there will be people around you, other crowds, or the crowd can change and you can embrace the crowd in more positive ways and help everyone around you become better, right? It's all a belief that we have to let go of so we can become better and so we can help others get better, okay? If you're not fearful of those things, you snore, you have sleep problems, it's not a belief that you can't stop snoring. It's not a belief that you're stuck snoring for the rest of your life because you've tried everything. If you haven't worked with me, you have not tried everything. So if it's not that, and you want to stop snoring and you want to improve your sleep, then great. The addiction is not an issue that you have in regards to that, and you're ready. Contact me. Let's work together. Let's improve your sleep so you can go do all those things that you want to do, so you can show up better for yourself and for your family. Okay? Because I'm telling you, like, I have had clients that within 3 weeks, they're above and beyond impressed. I don't know if that's the right word to say. They're just so happy, and they're so motivated now to continue doing the work because it's not a lot of work, but it's commitment. Okay? So if you are ready to step outside of the belief that you're just someone who snores and mouth breathes and has sleep apnea, and you want to make that change, I'm here to help you. If you're not there yet, that's fine too. I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you, give you some steps and options along the way. Okay? So comment in here. Raise your hand if you're like, yes, I want to stop this. I want to I want to change all those beliefs that I have, and I actually want to prove to myself and to others that I can sleep better and I can look, feel, think, and perform better. Okay? Comment below. I will reach out to you. You don't even have to make the next step. Just make a little comment in here and I will reach out to you and I will get that ball rolling. Because sometimes we just need that coach to be there to help us get started. And then from there, I will help you get finished. Have a lovely day.